The state of New York was thrust into a full-blown weather emergency. A massive and unprecedented winter storm swept across both upstate and downstate regions, paralyzing major cities, disrupting transportation, and leaving thousands without power. From Syracuse to New York City, the opening days of 2026 will be remembered not for fireworks or festivities, but for a blizzard that broke records, strained infrastructure, and brought economic activity to a grinding halt. The storm began in the final hours of December 31st, as a powerful Arctic front collided with the relatively warm waters of Lake Ontario. This clash created an intense lake-effect snow system, which locked a persistent and narrow snow band over Onondaga County, where Syracuse is located. Meteorologists observed snowfall rates as high as 5 inches per hour. Within less than 24 hours, the city was buried under more than 34 inches of fresh snow, shattering previous single-day snowfall records at Syracuse Hancock International Airport. City officials declared a state of emergency early on New Year's Day. A full travel ban was implemented to keep roads clear for emergency crews, who were quickly overwhelmed by the sheer volume of snow. Snowplows worked in continuous shifts, but visibility near zero made clearing efforts nearly impossible. All commercial flights from Syracuse were grounded by 4 a.m., and multiple jackknife tractor trailers led to temporary closures of key highways, including I-81 and I-90. Public transit across the region came to a standstill, with central bus services suspended indefinitely. In the surrounding suburbs, including Manlius, DeWitt, and Cicero, over 15,000 homes lost power as heavy, wet snow snapped tree limbs and brought down electrical lines. Crews from the region's utility provider faced the same challenges as everyone else: blocked roads, drifting snow, and extreme cold. Specialized tracked vehicles were deployed to reach the most affected areas, but full power restoration was not expected until the following day. Local fire departments issued urgent warnings, asking residents to dig out fire hydrants near their homes and check furnace exhaust vents to prevent carbon monoxide buildup. Emergency warming shelters were activated citywide for those in need of heat or shelter, with access information available via 211 services. Despite the hardship, the community spirit of Syracuse shone brightly. Neighbors were seen helping each other dig out walkways, share supplies, and stay warm in the face of adversity. While the heaviest snow band was forecast to shift slightly north toward Oswego County, an additional 6 to 10 inches of accumulation remained likely before the lake effect system weakened. Temperatures dropped sharply as night fell, with the forecast calling for lows near -5 degrees Fahrenheit or -20 Celsius. The resulting flash freeze hardened the existing snowpack, turning roads and sidewalks into sheets of ice and compounding the difficulty for exhausted plow operators who had already been working non-stop since New Year's Eve. Downstate, New York City faced its own crisis. The 5 boroughs were buried under a relentless barrage of heavy snow, wind, and freezing rain. At 5 a.m. on January 1st, a joint emergency declaration was issued by Governor Kathy Hochul and Mayor Eric Adams, enforcing a complete travel ban on all non-emergency vehicles. Wind gusts reached 50 miles per hour, creating whiteout conditions that made it impossible for snowplows to operate safely. Thousands of flights at JFK, LaGuardia, and Newark airports were canceled. Transit systems were suspended across the board. All outdoor subway service halted. Long Island Railroad and Metro North trains shut down due to frozen switches and snow-covered tracks. Even the George Washington Bridge and Verrazzano Narrows Bridge were closed at intervals due to dangerous icing and winds. The snowstorm battered the city's aging power grid, with over 45,000 customers losing power in the Bronx and Westchester County. Additional utility crews were brought in from as far as Ohio and Canada, but worsening conditions continued to delay response efforts. In response to the brutal cold, the city activated Code Blue protocols, ensuring that no one seeking shelter would be turned away. Outreach teams were deployed to bring vulnerable residents, especially the unhoused population, into warming centers and emergency shelters. New Yorkers were encouraged to check on elderly neighbors and report anyone at risk by calling 311. The Department of Buildings opened a hotline for heating complaints, reminding landlords of their legal obligation to maintain safe indoor temperatures. While snow accumulation tapered off by midnight on January 1st, danger persisted. A sudden flash freeze turned slush and wet pavement into treacherous black ice across all 5 boroughs. Sanitation crews worked around the clock, deploying over 1,600 plows. Yet the Commissioner of Sanitation warned, "The cleanup will take days, not hours. We are fighting a battle against nature." As the storm eased, attention turned to the mounting financial cost. Early estimates suggest that the blizzard has inflicted over $2.5 billion in economic damage across the state. New York City's retail sector, already weakened by seasonal slumps, lost approximately $400 million in potential revenue due to canceled shows, closed restaurants, and wasted inventory. Theaters, hotels, and small businesses were especially hard hit. While some corporate offices managed to shift to remote work, widespread power outages and childcare disruptions caused productivity to drop by an estimated 35% in the professional services sector. Transportation infrastructure suffered significant damage as well. The freeze-thaw cycle and large-scale use of road salt left roads riddled with cracks and potholes. Key arteries like FDR Drive and the Long Island Expressway are expected to require emergency repairs, costing at least $150 million.